everyone, well we're here, we're back, and today we're doing another anti-MLM video, and for this video we will be talking about BODi, Beachbody. And the video we will be watching today is a training call or a power hour. Not really sure if they still call them power hours. This one is called Action in 30, so I guess a power 30, which usually requires them to go on Instagram, Facebook, and find people who they have been talking to and reach out to them again, find strangers and comment something on their profiles or their pages and talk about how much they love them and how much they'd love to become best friends with them and get to know them. And essentially that is all they do in pretty much every MLM, is just going on some form of social media website, following a bunch of people, commenting something on their page, and writing their name down so that you can hopefully inspire them to be recruited underneath you. So this is the infamous, really, origin of the hey girl message. So if you guys like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and if you really like it, please subscribe. Make sure to check out my description below for all of my fun links. I have links to my Patreon, my channel members, my social medias, and my anti-MLM playlist, which has almost 250 videos at this point. And with all of that said, let's get started.
Okay, hi, hello. I am so excited to be here today doing a Take Action in 30 with you. Before we get started, my name is I am a full-time working mom of two. I am a chief marketing officer, and I only bring that up because today what I'm going to be doing is showing you how I run my business in 30 minutes like a chief marketing officer. The page and the brand that I work for, we've got over 160,000 names on our email list. We've got over 200,000 followers on our social accounts. So we use these same tactics there, and they work here too. I looked at my insights today, and over the last 90 days, I have added 500 new followers. And in the last 30 days, I added 200 new followers.
And have any of those led to sales or recruits? Because adding new followers does not equal money. It's not like if you post a photo, Beachbody will pay you because you got more followers based off of that photo. You only get money and recruits if people actually sign up and pay for those things.
So what I am here to show you today is in 30 minutes how we can find our niche. If you watched National Wake Up Call yesterday, we were talking all about our niche, who you are specifically, who you're talking to, who you're adding value to, but like, how do you find them, right? The internet is a really big place. So how do you go and find them? And then once you've brought them to your page, how do you connect with them? How do you talk to them? I think especially as a new coach, and one thing that I have done since becoming a coach, it's been 3 years now, is I take the business tracker and I get it printed on this little note card. Again, I'm a working mom and sometimes in the office, sometimes traveling, sometimes home. This is really easy for me to toss in my purse and take with me. But when I was first getting started, I remember looking at this and thinking it's easy enough to check the boxes, but I don't know what to do. So yeah, sure, invite, right? Well, who do I invite? I don't have a list, right? You jump on power hours or you talk to people and like, invite from your list. Well, I don't have a list. Let me show you how to make a list.
This is how to make a cold call, like cold market list, because obviously when you first get in, they will talk about this list and they will talk about your hot market, and that is essentially your friends and family, and then your warm market, which is acquaintances, people you kind of know, people essentially from high school. It's like you know who they are, but you haven't talked to them in a while. And then your cold market is strangers online. So that is the list that I guess we are going to learn about, is how to create a cold market list. And that is probably more than likely going to be like, do you have dogs? Go to the Dogs of Instagram page and just start following every single person on there and then like something on their first photo and then they'll probably follow you back. And again, that's great and I guess it's nice to grow your page, but you're not growing it in an organic way because more than likely those people will maybe go to your first picture after following you, like it, and then move on. Because a lot of people who are higher up in MLMs, they will have tens of thousands of followers. Some of them have hundreds of thousands of followers. But if you look at their likes, they'll only have maybe 13 likes, 75 likes. Some of them will have, depending on the picture, like maybe 1,000 likes. But those numbers are still not great. You have 45,000 followers that are all your best friends, right? But yet you only have 14 likes on your picture. Those numbers don't really add up. So it's like, it's great that people are following you, but it just means that you're probably going through following who knows what. They're just following you back just to follow you back, because maybe it's just a lot of like pages who are trying to, get engagement and followers. And it's not really organic and natural. People are not following you because they are just so obsessed with who you are and they just love you so much. They're following you because you followed them. It's a follow for follow sort of situation.
Let me show you how to make your weeks run like clockwork, okay? So here we go. What I want you to do first and foremost is take 1 minute and fill in this sentence. I used to hate blank. Okay, so for you, think about who you were before you were a BODi partner. Think about who you were before you even knew this opportunity existed. What did you hate?
Why do you need to talk? I mean, okay, I understand like bringing up something that you hate. I get that. But like, interesting that she's associating hate with who were you before BODi? Like, you clearly hated yourself. You hated everything around you before BODi. That just like negative association outside of the MLM, for a lack of better words, is a negative mindset to have. They associate anything outside of the MLM with bad, hate, negativity, all of that, when in reality, it's like, you just, I don't know, it's a job. Like, you shouldn't hate your life outside of this job or before you got this job. I mean, unless like, obviously if you didn't have any money and then you got a job and now you have money, that's great. But when you get into an MLM, it's not like you're getting money. You don't just sign up and make a lot of money unless you have a lot of friends and family who are willing to buy and also sign up underneath you. That is the only time that people see a lot of success right away, is if they're very lucky and they know a lot of people, which of course they will tell you over and over and over again. You don't have to know a lot of people to make this work. I guess you don't necessarily have to, but it is absolutely a massive benefit. It helps a lot, and it's kind of true.
I used to hate. I know for me, I used to hate getting dressed in the morning and it taking an hour to find an outfit that I felt comfortable enough to leave the house in. I used to hate getting up early in the morning. I used to hate when meetings at work would run past 5 o'clock and therefore I would miss my 5:30 spin class. What did you used to hate? I used to hate. Fill in the blank. Okay? Now, I used to hate missing my 5:30 class because meetings ran over and I never got out on time until I tried blank. So now fill in that. Until I tried, or until I took a chance, until I switched up my routine. Whatever that is for you, fill in the blank, okay? So per my example, right, I used to hate missing my 5:30 class because a 5 p.m. meeting ran over and I didn't feel like I could get up and leave the meeting until I switched to at-home workouts, because that way, no matter what time I get home, they're waiting for me. It's what I need on my time. Okay? Until I switched. I used to hate until I switched or until I tried. Here's the last one. Now I love the solution, right? Whatever that solution was for you. So what we did was we just did your marketing plan, okay? I used to hate until I tried, and now I love. So that I used to hate is the consumer tension. If you felt that way, there are other people out there that are feeling that way. The until I tried is the solution. That's what you offer. So maybe it's the work, maybe it's you focus on the workouts, or maybe it's you focus on time management, or maybe it's you focus on the community. Whatever it is about BODi for you, that's what you would put in here. And then you've got the solution. All you have to do is come and do it with me. Let me show you the way. So I do that up front, first and foremost, anytime I sit down to work, because I need to know what it is for me that day. I tell other people what I need to hear. And so that I used to hate until I tried and now I love is different for me every day, depending on where I'm at in my life. And so that's a really easy way to just hone in on what your content is going to be about or who you are that day, what your angle is. Okay, so now we go to who are you? Who is your niche, okay? And we're not going to overcomplicate this. What I want you to do is think about if you and I were meeting, if you could talk to me, and maybe drop it in the comments for me. Who are you? Hi, my name is, I am a corporate marketer. I have a master's in marketing. I love fashion. I love recipes. I have 2 kids, 2 boys that are 2 under 2. Crazy, I know, but they are now in kindergarten and pre-K, so I feel like I'm coming out of the chaos. I play tennis. I play golf. Do you see how I just described myself? How would you describe yourself? Now, what I want you to do is take your phone. So what I want you to do is go on to Instagram. Go to Instagram. Go to your page. Go to the magnifying glass. Click on search. So what are you? Let's say you are a mom of toddlers, and one thing that you do every day is you feed your toddlers, right? You feed yourself, you feed your toddlers. You could probably meet other moms that are just like you that are feeding their toddlers.
Yeah, but you're going in there being like, you did say, to be fair, she said at the beginning, like, this is an agenda. I believe she said that. I'm pretty sure, like, this is how you create an agenda. So you are going in there with a purpose, with a need. And this need is not to make friends with people who have a similar niche to you. This need is to hopefully convince somebody else who likes something that you like to also, in fact, like Beachbody and sign up underneath you. Like, just because somebody has children does not mean that they want to sign up for Beachbody. Just because somebody likes to cook does not mean they want to be sold Beachbody to. Just because you have a similar interest to somebody, you're always going to have similar interests to a lot of people out in the world, but that doesn't mean that they want to be sold an MLM pitch to.
So you could go to search and look up feeding toddlers. And under accounts, I just pulled up probably 30 accounts that are dedicated to feeding toddlers. So if I just click on any of them, this one is called Feeding Toddlers. They have 12,000 followers. They last posted 2 days ago, so pretty fresh. And like I said, they've got 12,000 followers. She has a 5-year-old and a 3-year-old. I have a 4-year-old and a 6-year-old. So the people who are following her are probably a lot like me. At least we have a shared connection, which is we both have toddlers that we feed.
That's not a good enough connection. Like, Having children is the most broadest connection to another human being. Like, and of course she's going the mom route because you gotta have the mom guilt and you gotta have this where she will probably go in and be like, you know, I used to hate not being home with my children, and now thanks to Beachbody, I get to be home with them every day. But that doesn't mean you're making money. You know, I used to hate not being able to go on trips, and now thanks to Beachbody, I go on free trips all the time, which is extremely misleading. They will mislead you every step of the way that they possibly can with every single thing they can grasp on. The only thing they can't really, like, they'll be like, oh, you can get free product, and we give workouts, and we have the community, and we have uh the trips, and we have the you know, give you Beachbody swag and merch and whatnot. Okay, but what about money? What about making money? Oh, you're claiming this is my own business and a job. People usually want money out of that. Like, the trips are nice, but as always, they aren't free, and you go where they tell you to go versus working a job, saving up for a trip anywhere you want to go to, and you get to go where you want on your time, how you want it, and not with a big group at a convention, at some work convention. That's what the free trip is. Like, yeah, it might be a nice place, might be the Bahamas, but it's still a work convention, and you're still surrounded by a bunch of people. And I mean, it's a big manipulation trip. That's all it is, to convince people to stay. And it's like, oh my god, I can't wait until next year. I can't wait until we're all together next year. It's just to keep you in the MLM each and every month. Anything they do is just a way to convince people to stay longer and longer. And it's like, oh, just keep going next month. Next month will be your month. You were so close this month. Just keep going next month. Just find more people in the feeding toddlers Instagram. That's all you need to do.
And it links back to BODi because through the nutrition programs that I have learned, I not only feed myself differently, I feed my whole family differently. And it's helped me really think about the food groups and things like that, right? So you can think about those benefits. Or maybe it has nothing to do with food at all, but the moms that are here looking for advice on how to feed their toddler, they probably also need a workout program. They
That's a major assumption. And this is such a huge issue when it comes to the health and wellness MLMs. Is they're like, everybody needs to change what they're eating. Everybody needs to work out. Everybody could lose 5 pounds. And it's like, that's such a disordered way of going about it. And you know, with Beachbody, it's like, oh, don't you want to lose weight? And it's like, even if somebody wasn't thinking about that, they're like, well, this stranger was coming at me. Clearly, they've seen my profile, and they're asking me if I need to lose weight. Like, to the wrong person, that could really hurt somebody. And that's where reaching out to strangers about something like this can be dangerous, can trigger people. And I know that people in Beachbody don't see that because people are watching calls from her and just going into autopilot and just following a bunch of people, and then whatever message she says she sends to somebody, more than likely somebody will send the same one. And a lot of times they will, you know, of course, bring up the weight loss aspect of it. And, you know, they do have the new one where they're talking about like, oh, it's not just about losing weight, it's really about just feeling better. And it's like, you can word it however you want, but if you say it to the wrong person, it can be upsetting. Even if you say it to the right person, it still can be upsetting that a stranger is reaching out to you and asking you if you want to lose weight, if you want to give them money so that you can lose weight. Like, come on.
they probably also need our total solution pack. They definitely need health esteem, right? That is something we all struggle with as mothers. And even if you're not a mom on here, right? Women in general, men in general, everybody in our society today is always trying to keep up with the comparison game. We could all use that total solution pack that is going to help us feel great from the inside out. Everybody, right? Okay, so you go to this account, go to the followers. A little note, anytime you hit on a page's followers, those are the newest followers to that page. So they've just recently followed. So what I do is I spend 2 minutes, and I want you to do this right now. We're going to spend 2 minutes together. So go to your, well, actually, let me give you a minute to find your page, okay? Because you might not be feeding toddlers. We'll do this in a second. Who is you? Who are you? Go find a page. Don't overthink it. Search boy mom. Search ballerina mom. Search city dad. What are some of the other ones? Mom fashion. Corporate humor. Behavior sites for kids.
I don't know if corporate humor is the place that you want to be finding people to sell this to. Again, people, of course, people who are in corporate may hate it. Maybe, again, right place, wrong time, or wrong place, wrong time sort of thing. Someone who is just feeling really down about themselves, hating their job, and then some stranger who's being super kind to them, super nice in the Instagram DMs, reaches out to them with this opportunity of a lifetime, and at a weak moment, they decide that this is what they want to do, and maybe absentmindedly, because they're like, oh my god, they said this is my own job, my own business, and everything's already there and established, and customer service is there, and there's the community to help me, and they just quit their job. Of course, this is a very extreme case, but it's probably not uncommon. They're reaching out to strangers who maybe are at weak points in their life, and these people are coming to exploit that.
It's something about yourself. Tennis, right? Whatever you are, when you would describe yourself, go and find a page that matches that. And if you don't have one, if this is tripping you out, because we got to move fast here, just go and look for or think about who is the biggest influencer that you follow. Go to their page. If you love them, other people probably love them too.
That's such a good example of it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if they are like you, if they like things in common with you. As long as they are a living, breathing, human, individual person, they can be sold an MLM pitch to.
I'm watching the time. I'm going to give you 10 seconds. Got to pick fast. Doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter for this. You can think about it more later. This is just about action. Okay, so now what you would do is go to their followers. And for the next 2 minutes, I want you to just follow anybody whose profile picture looks like somebody you would be friends with. So if you like their smile, if they've got 2 kids in their picture, if they're wearing a top you like, whatever it is. One caveat being, I try not to have pictures that look too polished, right? Now, if it looks like it was like a family portrait, that's one thing. But if it looks like an influencer page, I might go try to meet new people there, but I'm not trying to get them to follow me. What we're doing here is...
why not? Isn't the whole point to offer this opportunity to everybody? Isn't the whole point that you are just going out there to help women change the world, to give this opportunity to everyone who needs it? Don't prejudge. Realistically, she probably just knows that those people will not give her the time of day because they have already an established, self-made job. If they're an influencer, they probably are making real money, so they don't care to listen to your pitch. So you realize that you would be wasting your time. I feel like you should do that with every person you're about to follow. Just don't do this. Just leave them alone.
Here is fishing for followers. So keep that in mind.
What did she say?
Here is fishing. New people there, but I'm not trying to get them to follow me. What we're doing here is fishing for followers. So keep that in mind.
At least she's being honest in the way, not saying like, we're going to make best friends. She's like, we're just adding a bunch of strangers so that we can hopefully sell them something. So
literally just start scrolling. I don't care if it's private, if it's public, just follow. You ready? Here we go. Let's see how many we can do. Okay, I stopped at 40. Oh, Sarah, yes, I am looking at pages. You can totally look at hashtags too. The thing I love about hashtags is that those are all public pages. So you don't have to worry about if they are private or not, right? You can just follow them. You just need to make sure that you're scanning and not. Now I do add other, people from other companies to my following, because as long as it's not another health and fitness company, they still need health esteem and a total solution pack and all the things. So that's fine by me. I'm here to help anyone, right? But I do try to just watch out that I'm not adding other BODi partners. Um, the Tell me about yourself though, Sarah. Like, let me help you out here. So introduce yourself to me in the comments. Go ahead. Okay, so, and I'm going to keep going with this, but so if you found a page or you found a hashtag, just go and you follow as many as you can, up to like 40 or 50. Curious, do you also go into who you are following ever so you often? Yes, I do. Hold on. And I'll tell you that in just a second. Okay, so then what I do is I go to their profile again. So you're on their profile, you just followed, a bunch of people. Go to their most recent post.
It's just crazy how much BODi has been doing this same thing for so long. Like, I have done a react to the Power Hour before, and it's this exact same thing. Pretty sure when the girl tried to sell me on Beachbody, I'm very sure it was within this exact thing that she did find me on Facebook, and I think I had posted it at the time in like some sort of group, and I think she just added me from that group. So essentially the same thing. I might not even posted anything in that group. She might have just followed me from being a part of that group. So it's the exact same thing. This is just on Instagram.
And I want you to leave a comment on their most recent post.
And it absolutely 100% has to include at least 6 emojis or they won't know how serious you are.
Post that states who you are and why other people who are seeing that post should follow you. So you're not just going to go to their post and be like, hey, great recipe, thanks, right? If they're sharing a recipe, you would say, thank you for sharing this recipe. As a mom of 2 that is working full time, at the end of the day, mealtime is so stressful. I never want to give them food that they're not going to eat. So your recommendation on X, Y, or Z is so helpful, and I'm going to put that into practice tonight.
How fake does that sound, though? How absolutely fake does that sound? What if it's a picture of, like, their toilet that broke, and they're like, thank you so much for taking a picture of this toilet. It reminds me every day to appreciate my toilet for not being broken. Thank you. Next time I sit on the toilet, I'll think of you.
So you've left value, you've stated who you are. And
No, you haven't. You have not stated who you are. You're like, oh my god, I am a mom of 2 and I work. Like, okay, so do a billion other people. That does not state who you are.
and other people who are reading the comments are going to be like, she's just like me. I'm going to go check out her page.
No, they're not. No, they're not. Nobody who's reading the comments on this random person who might have 38 followers is going to be like, look at her. She states she's about. I have to go follow her. Because of what she said, I have to go follow her. To be fair, the comment that I made about the toilet, I may follow that person because that would just be kind of funny.
Page. So for me, this can get a little bit more advanced too, in that for me, my handle is, so my name on Instagram says what I'm all about. So I will go to office humor, corporate moms, etc. And I will go to their post and say, thank you so much for being on team supporting working moms. As a busy working mom of 2 boys who's also doing all the things and loves mentoring other women, posts like this are really inspiring. Thank you. Keep it up. Then other women see that and they're like, oh, well, I want to go follow her.
Well, do you believe that the followers you are getting are from you making these comments or from you just going through and following 50 people a day? Because I'm going to go with the fact that it's you following people and people are just following you back. I don't think it has to do with you commenting these generic posts on people's pictures.
I like this account, and she's saying she's like this account, so I'm going to go check her out. And then whatever page we're on today, right? So we're on a page. I'm just going to continue with the feeding toddlers example, right? Feeding toddlers. Oh my gosh, here's a recipe about feeding toddlers. You know what I love to do? My two boys love to help me pick out the foods they're going to eat, and that always increases the likelihood that they eat it. Ooh, what? I'm going to go check her out. People come to my page. You better believe that day in stories, I've got 5 stories that are about feeding my toddlers. So then I've brought people to my page. They're checking me out. They see about feeding toddlers. They also see about BODi. They see about my life. They see all the other things, but they see that something in me that says, oh, she's just like me. She's my people. Follow. So this is what I do for, a good 10 minutes. I don't belabor it. I spend, that amount of time finding people, making a comment. I write down the name of the page that I went to, because let's say, of those 40 people, what if you get 30 new followers? Well, keep fishing there. That was a really good one. So, today I would write down, I went to feeding toddlers and I was plus 40. So I'll try that one again someday, right? But maybe another day I went to working mom bosses and I got 2 followers. Okay, so maybe I'm not as relevant in that community as I thought I was. Or I'll try it again. I'll try it again a couple times, right? But if you write it down, then you'll know. Okay, Sarah, a Christian mama with twin teenagers who play sports, previous RN, live in South Carolina, and obsessed with Dateline. Oh, I love that. So, I'm sure there's a Dateline. Yeah, there are pages about Dateline, so you could meet people there. You could look up, I don't know what sports you play, but soccer mom, working nurse. So just start searching for things around this, and I guarantee you there are pages all about it. Or search hashtags and then you want to find the influencer and then you go to their page. Again, you're not trying to make the influencer follow you. Did I miss? Okay, so let's talk about that now. Okay, so we did all this, right? You find an influencer, you go to their following, you add to it. Now you're back on your page, okay? On your page, I keep my following small because not everybody is going to follow me right back. If I requested and they don't follow me back, it doesn't add to my followers. So that's not a big deal. What I do is I've got 1,600 people that I'm following. If their content is coming up in my feed and I see it and it's like, not something I'm interested in, I just unfollow them. But if they're
I was curious if she follows, let's say, 50 people a day, and then after a certain point, like assuming they have or haven't followed her, she'll just unfollow them because she wants to make it look on her page, and this is so common among just so many people. It's like Instagram, Facebook 101 is like you go through, you do like a follow for follow sort of thing. You wait a little while and then you just start unfollowing a bunch of people. So it makes it look like your page might have like 34,000 followers and you might have 1,500 followers. But again, you can really tell the ones that have like the organic following, people are following for their content, versus the follow for follow, which is when you go through and you look at these people's pictures and they only have like 30 likes and they have 34,000 followers. It's like, oh, people are not actually like looking for them because more than likely they followed a bunch of people and then they went through and they unfollowed them and people just didn't unfollow them back. So yeah, it becomes very obvious what they're doing is that you're just looking to kind of appear popular, appear like everybody wants to know what you're doing, but in reality, you're just doing this.
But if their content's coming up, I might be just as energized by them as they would be by me. I don't really focus on how many people are in my following. I don't think it matters. Through this system, though, I have disproportionately grown my followers over my following. I don't use any apps that like show you who's unfollowed you. I honestly don't care. Like I said, I grew 500 over the last 90 days and I lost 200. So it is what it is. Like, I don't care really.
Yeah, because you're just following whoever, because you're not trying to put out natural, organic content. You're putting out content to hopefully get people to sign up underneath you and purchase from you. You're not really putting out content to grow your Instagram and grow a natural following. You're doing this super artificial, fake way of doing it.
So that's the answer. I don't really care. But what I do is now I connect with them. Okay. So we went out feeding toddlers. We've come back to our page and we need to connect. So what we're going to do is I want you to take a notebook or your piece of paper and you are going to write down the name of every single person you're about to connect with. And I'll teach you some little tallies, but this is what I want you to do. So first of all, I want you to go to stories. And in your stories, you can see who your viewers are. If you don't know how to do that, you click on your little picture, click on activity, and then it will pull up all the people who have watched your story. So I go all the way down to the bottom because the people that are at the bottom are usually the newer people. So like the more fresh eyes. The people at the top are the people who watch your stories more frequently. They are just as important. And what I want you to do then is start conversations with them, okay? If you don't have enough people here, because we need 25 conversations a day here, okay? That's what I'm going to tell you. I want 25 conversations a day, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
You want people to be having 100 conversations a week, and that's 25 new conversations a day. That's not also the follow-up conversations with the 25 people previously if they have gotten back to you. This is where this stuff is absolutely exhausting and they're like, it just takes 30 minutes. No, it takes so much longer than that, because obviously if you are trying to get people invested in you, invested in BODi and all of that, like, you're gonna have to kind of put your customer service persona on, and you want to be talking to these people as soon as they say something, because that means that they are currently online, currently ready to have these conversations, and so you need to be ready and there to have these conversations, and that could be at any point during the day.
And I'll tell you why in a second. But I want 25 conversations, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So if you don't have 25 people that watched your video, that's okay. If you do though, you're going to start conversations from your video. And I personally don't do the like, hey, I saw you were watching my story. I go to their page and I start something about them. So if it's private, so like this one is private, I just message them and I say, hey, this girl's name is Erin. Hey, Erin, thank you so much for following me. My name is, I'm a mom of 2 boys. I see you have 3 kiddos in your profile picture. Tell me about yourself. That's what I say, right? I don't say like, hey, Erin, I saw you were following me. It's nice to meet you. Or I saw you were watching my stories. If it's public though, if I can see, so like this one, her name is Mary. I can see that on her first picture, she just announced she's having a baby. So I would reach out to her about that and just compliment her and say, gosh, I've been through 2. And then I would bring it, I'm again, working mom. Are you working full time as well?
That's not your business. That's not your business. That is not you, a stranger's business, to be asking somebody else who is just announcing that they're pregnant. This could, again, this is how they like get people in vulnerable points, because who knows, maybe she's pregnant and maybe she is currently looking for something, because more than likely she'll be like, oh my god, I love that I can stay home with my kids. This would be the perfect thing for you to work on while you're pregnant, because you can be home, and then when the baby comes, you already have an established business. They do this stuff all the time. It's so manipulative. It's so ridiculous. And like, again, the fact that it's, I mean, again, no matter the MLM, it's still wrong, but it's like the fact that it's Beachbody, you know, and they're like, oh my god, we had the perfect workout and meals and shakes for you, and it doesn't matter if you're pregnant, you can totally have these. You guys are not doctors. You cannot say what they can and can't do while they're pregnant, and they'll be like, well, I did it when I was pregnant. That's you. That's you. Every single person who gets pregnant has a different experience from the person next to them.
So you want to bring them back to whatever your niche was. And so remember how at the beginning we said, fill in the blank. I used to hate blank until I switched blank. Now I love blank. Try to, in your conversations, talk about what the thing you hated was. So, you know, if in your stories, right? So I would go and leave a story today that was all about like, oh my gosh, like I used to remember not being able to get out of the house. Like, thank goodness now I've got these at home.
Every single thing about them on their social media profiles is manufactured. It's like they can't even go on and have a genuine feeling about something and just like expressing something. There's always something that sparked it, or I just was thinking about. It's all to get people to engage with them so that they can capture them and hopefully get them to buy the starter kit and sign up underneath them so that they can rank advanced, so that they can get the team sales, so that they can make money. Them. It's not about the people who are getting involved. They say, oh, it's all about them and we're just here to help them. No, you're here to help yourself.
At home workouts. So then when you're watching your stories and you see who has been watching it, if you were just talking about needing to get out of work on time, you could message that person and be like, hey, if you saw my stories, I was talking all about, you know, being a working mom and trying to get out. Have you ever, is that something you relate to? Have you ever had something like that? So starting conversations with them. Back on the feeding toddlers, right? Oh my goodness. And this is where I would say thanks for watching my stories. I saw that you watched the 3 stories I posted about how picky my toddlers are. Are your toddlers picky eaters as well? Most of mine go back to being a working mom. So I will reach out and say, thanks for watching my stories. I know it was super crazy and chaotic yesterday. Are you a working mom too? Do you share this chaos? And I usually do try to end it with like something fun like that. Do you share the chaos? Because that is more relatable for people to come back to and answer you. So start a bunch of conversations, write them all down. So this was from yesterday. You can see I had about 20, I think this is about 30, 28, 30 names. Today, then what I would do is I would go to my messages and see if they've seen them. So when you send somebody a message, it will tell you in your inbox, it will say sent. If it says sent, they haven't seen it. If it says seen, they saw it. They may not have responded, but they saw it. That's a conversation. So as soon as somebody has seen my message,
somebody looking at your message and not responding, is somebody having a conversation with you? No, it's not.
Or responded back to me, I circle their name. So if I start a conversation, I write your name down. If you've seen that message or if you've responded to me, I circle your name. Make sense? Then, if you do this Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, by Thursday of every single week, you have 100 people that are ready to be invited.
That's Because they saw your message. They're ready to be invited. I mean, hey, you know what? I'll give it to her. She's not doing the, make a best friend with these people and don't worry about talking about them with Beachbody until it's week 2 or month 5 or whatever. But it's still like, you're going on, you're following random strangers on Instagram, commenting some generic message, and then by Thursday they're getting invited to your MLM opportunity ridiculousness. Alright.
You have met them, you've connected with them, you've shared an experience, whatever your I used to hate until I tried, now I love, or whatever the common page was that you were on, the thing that you had in common. So you want to meet people, you want to have something in common, you want to get that conversation to a point where they're like, me too, me too. Then you can invite. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, I'm building my list. And then Friday.
And these people who you are adding to this list may think that this is a genuine reach out, that this is just, they're the only person being talked to. And that's why videos like this are not often talked about or seen from people who are getting pitched to. They don't know that they're a name in a notebook. And of course, why would they think that that person is saying the same thing times 100 to other people? They wouldn't. They think that they are the special person because they're being told that.
Friday, Saturday, I am inviting for Monday. What am I inviting to? You know what I'm going to say, right?
What is it called? The bonus call, the national wake-up call, some sort of opportunity thing, something where they say the same things over and over and over and over again, and it's never different, but yet they claim this is special information that you don't want to miss out, but yet they said that last week, and the week before, and the week before. But see, this week they have a different guest, so that's what makes it super special, unique, and never been done before.
The thing that I said I hated until I tried switched, and now I love. So do that exercise on a Monday, right? Because then what I can do is go through the.
Oh, I was wrong. I thought she was talking about wanting to invite them to some sort of opportunity call, which would make sense. But now she's just talking about the I hated until I found Beachbody. My life was the worst thing I could have ever imagined until I found Beachbody.
The list. Hey, I don't know if you've ever felt this, but like when you have a class that you really want to get to, but work gets in the way, or kids get in the way, or your husband gets a man cold, all the things that can happen that keep you from getting to your workout, that is where at-home workouts saved my life.
And you know what's crazy about that is that instead of spending $125 or whatever it is now on BODi workouts, you could just type into your browser on your phone, on your computer, on your laptop, youtube.com, whatever kind of workout you want to do, like 5-minute workout without weights, apartment workouts, workouts with my kids, workouts with my animals, 5-minute standing workouts, 10-minute chair workouts, I'm at my desk workouts. You can type that on YouTube, and all of that is for free.
I have changed fundamentally as a person because working out is about stress management as much as it is about physical management. And oh my goodness, these workouts are amazing. Could I give you a sample to try? It's a fantastic invite. Yeah, I would love a sample to try. Awesome. It's Saturday. Here's your sample. Give it a try today. Let's chat afterwards. Or better yet, every Saturday I jump on a Zoom. Could you jump on and do it with us?
There it is. And she's about to say it's so fun because they can't ever use any other sort of adjectives besides fun, amazing, incredible, and yep, no, those are honestly it.
So much fun. Here's the link. Sunday, did you try the workout? Wasn't it awesome? If you didn't try it, why not? I think you must need some accountability. So I've got you taken care of. My group will help you.
Who's to say that it's the fact that they need accountability and not they're busy, they just don't want to. Their Saturdays are for them and what they want to do or what they need to do. It's not about some stranger trying to hold them accountable online so that you give them money. Weird.
Get that workout turned on and you're going to love it. And even if you're a beginner, we've got for beginners only, which is coming soon, which would be perfect for you. Oh, you're short on time? I've got 20-minute workouts. Do you see how now the outreach, the connection, it all led to the invite, which then you can help problem solve. I sure do hope this was helpful. I know it's a lot. You're going to have to go back and watch it, but
it is a lot in like the actual like what you have to do, keep you up with the 100 conversations and then needing to follow up with people and then still being a part of opportunities, Zoom call meetings every single day. But what you have to do, which is just going on Instagram and following random people and commenting random things, that's very, very easy.
If I'm not talking and you know what you're doing, this is 30 minutes. You sit down, you write your
I guess the following is maybe 30 minutes, but they do this a lot, whether it's an hour or 30 minutes, like it's just an hour or 30 minutes of your day. Doing this activity, doing the activity of following people, commenting on a few things, and maybe starting the conversations might be 30 minutes, but following up with conversations, continuously talking to people, trying to find 25 people, that may take longer than 30 minutes. It's not just 30 minutes. And then that doesn't even take into account the fact that you're needing to post on Instagram, you're needing to make stories, you're needing to do the workouts, you're needing to be a part of the calls, you're needing to be a part of your team page. Like, it's so much more than just going on Instagram, following people, and wow, you've made money. You don't make money from following people on Instagram and having people follow you back.
I used to hate until I tried, now I love. Done. Who am I today? What am I doing today? I've got my kids' soccer practice. Okay, let's go meet other soccer moms. Oh, my boss was killing me today. I need some corporate humor. Let me go to a corporate humor page and find some other people who are just needing a break like me. I am getting ready for dance recitals for my daughter. Let's go look at dance moms. I am super into fashion. Let me go look at some affordable fashion sites. I am a foodie. I love restaurants. Let me go see who has checked in at some of the local restaurants near me. If all else fails, think about your favorite vacation destination. Is there a hotel that you stayed at that you just love? Are you a Disney fanatic? Whatever that is, go look at who's checked into that hotel lately. You'll have something instantly to connect with them on. Now, once you've brought people to your page, again, make sure whatever that topic was for the day, you're talking about that. If you're going and trying to meet people who are feeding toddlers, you better talk about feeding toddlers that day in order to get them to follow you. Then you start your conversation.
So much for being, your own boss and it's your own business when somebody is telling you what you have to be posting in order to attract random followers. How about you just be organic? How about you just post what you want and obviously put in the relative hashtags and people will follow you. Yeah, comment on other people's stuff and that's fine. But again, the fact that you have to have this like generated content in order to have random people of the day follow you, that's exhausting.
Aim for 25 Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And you write their names down. And it is really important to write their names down because I know you think you can keep track of everybody on your phone. It's hard, and you don't get to see then the magnitude of how many names you're circling, how many people are actually writing you back. And then once you do the invite, you have two options, and I actually do both. Once I invite, I move them to general. So I move them in my inbox from primary to general. So all of the people that I have in general are people who are in the funnel, right? Like I've invited them and now it's just I'm trying to get them to a share cart. So I separate them out of the massive inbox so I don't lose people. but then I would also highlight their name on my paper. It's just really important for those days when you go like, I don't have anybody to invite. Nobody wants to do this with me. What am I even doing? You can look back at this sheet and say, oh my gosh, I have talked to so many women. Look how many, or men, look how many people I am serving. I have to show up today. I have a mission. I can make an impact. Okay, I'm a little over time. If you have any questions, please reach out to me. If you watch this back, if you tag me on Instagram, I will work one-on-one with you to find your starter account so that you can start to do this. I promise you it will work. And this way, every single week, you've got a fresh invite list and a fresh thing that you're inviting to. I hope this was helpful. Thank you guys so much. This has been a bucket list of mine to get to present here. Presentation is my love language. Absolutely. I'm so thrilled. And thank you for having me.
Bye, Beachbody lady. Okay, all right. That was a Beachbody Power Hour, Power 30. And, she said at the end there, like, if you're ever feeling like you have a hard day, just go through your notebook and look at how many people you're serving. Following random strangers and commenting a generic message and having them look at your story is you serving them. I understand if maybe they signed up, you could convince yourself that you've helped them, but random people on Instagram looking at your stories, liking your posts, that's done all day, every day. It doesn't mean really anything. Like, obviously, if it's somebody that friends and stuff doing it back and forth, like, that could maybe mean something. But random strangers who you're following and then they're following you back and liking your first post and more than likely writing fantastic content with like 7 different sparkly emojis, that's just generic people trying to, what is it called? It's called farming followers, follower farming. Just trying to get as many people to follow them as possible so that they too could probably do what she's doing. Follow a bunch of people and then in 2 weeks unfollow a bunch of people. So it makes it look like you have a bunch of people following you and you're not really following anyone. So it makes it look like your page is a lot more exciting, that you're, kind of sort of in the influencer world, but in reality, you're just in an MLM company hoping to get a bunch of people underneath you so that you no longer have to farm for followers. Alright, you guys, I hope you liked this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. And if you really, really liked it, please subscribe. Let's talk anything and everything BODi, the Power Hour, thinking that following people is totally real and authentic when you end up deleting them 2 weeks later. All of that in the comments below. And until my next video, I will see you guys then. Bye!